guys, welcome to another episode of Cooking with the Cool Dad. How we doing tonight? I'm probably looking a little tired. I apologize. Crazy weeks, but that's okay. I don't mind it. Still here for you guys to bring you the best in home cooking, making great food so you can have a good time with the people you care about. Maybe some people you don't care about. Yeah, you never know. It's all about food. Food makes everything good. Tonight I'm doing something I've been trying to put together for a minute now because it's one of those where I wanted to find just the right recipe, but it's also something I should have done a while ago, I think. Every time we eat, now I grew up very Italian. When you're very Italian, you have bread with every meal. I've been remiss in not showing you how to make bread at home. I think the biggest holdup for me was everything told you, oh, you got to have yeast. You got to all this time, let it rise. Yeah, you don't. I'm here today to show you a simple, easy way to make some great home-cooked bread that you can enjoy with your home-cooked meals with friends and family around the table. So, without further ado, we're going to drop down below and start making some bread. Actually, a little further ado. Thought about that for a second. The further ado. Unfortunately, I did not make it to the next round of Favorite Chef. I thank every one of you from the bottom of my heart for all of your help in that quest. No bad feelings. It happened. No big deal. I tried. It would have been awesome, don't get me wrong, but it'll happen someday. You put positive out, you get positive back, so I'm staying 100% positive. Number two, I don't know if I'm putting it in this video or not, but in the next video or two, if it's not tonight, you're going to be hearing some new music in the beginning, right before all this starts. I'm moving into a new realm of creation and making my own music now for my videos, which involves a learning curve, learning new software, trying to find time for that too. Oh my goodness. But it's worth it to bring you guys top quality content every week. Or good quality content at least every week. I'm not knocking myself really. So, we're going to drop down below. We're going to get started. And we're going to make some bread. So I'll see you down below. And here we go. So, super easy, no yeast, bread. It's pretty straightforward. We're going to start, I know what I didn't get when I was at the store today. Flour. I should have enough to get through this, but I need to get some of that next week. So we're doing 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Yep, I'm definitely getting more flour next week. There we go, 2 cups of flour, to which we add a half teaspoon of sugar. Disregard my sugar container. Old powdered creamer container. Works really well for holding sugar if you like to keep it at your coffee station. Occasionally, Mrs. Cool Dad or my mother-in-law like to put sugar in their coffee. And so I keep it around just like that, make it easier for them. So we got a half teaspoon of sugar. And don't worry, down below in the comments, you will find a link to the recipe that I'm using so you can print it out for your own use. And we're going to do a half a teaspoon of salt. Dug out the old salt container here. There we go. As I've said before, I keep this around for baking and specifically for recipes. Normally I prefer my sea salt. It's better for you. So, next we have 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Rumford. I'm not even sure where that came from. That's the funny part. Okay. 1. I really need to get a different countertop. All the whites just kind of blend together in the video. I apologize for that. Let me see if I can tweak the white balance a little bit in post-production. So, we're just going to kind of stir this all together. There we go. I'm not going to comment on the length of the video because every time I think I'm making a short video, I don't. Now, we're going to add some lukewarm water. This water is about 80 degrees. which is recommended, the recommended temperature from the recipe. Going to kind of pour that in and get to mixing. There we are. Starting to come together. That's the only thing I hate about the whisk. Oh, wait. I forgot. I got a secret weapon in my drawer here. Let me get this all cleaned out first. Okay. Now, there is an actual name for this tool, but for the life of me, I can't tell you what it is. I always called it a pastry masher. I believe it's something in that vicinity. The whatchamacallit, the whoozy watsis, the dingwanger, whatever you'd like to call it. It's nice for stuff like this because unlike the whisk, you don't have that center space for your dough to get stuck in. And honestly, you get to a point, don't be afraid to get your hands right in there and get them dirty. Always wash your hands before you start, though. I'm just going to kind of... Now, they say there is a call for kneading a little bit further on in the recipe, but I'm going to start on it early. Actually, going to work this into the middle here. Try to get it all incorporated together. So you get one smooth incorporated dough. Now, I did talk to, I don't even know what to call my mom. My wife is Mrs. Cool Dad. My mom, she just birthed a legend, so it's all good. She said if it does come out a little dry, just add a touch more water. And when we say a touch, we mean a very small touch. That was my oven beeping. I preheated the oven to 425 degrees for this. Now, there we go. Just about where we want to be with this. Okay, now I'm actually going to pick it up and work it in my hands. We want to get it to all one smooth lump of dough. There we go. And yes, there's still a little flour in the bowl. On the outside, if it starts to get a little sticky, just kind of sop that up like biscuits and gravy. Yeah, I went there. This is actually a really good exercise for your forearms, too. So if you're trying to work off some of that COVID weight, and one of the things you're doing is forearm exercises, here you go, folks. Kneading dough. Okay, that's pretty much where we want it. Now, I'm going to shuffle this to the side here. Put this back here. Okay. Because my cookie trays are being washed, or due to be washed, I have my pizza tray. So, I'm going to kind of flatten this out a bit. I'm going to fold it up like an envelope. Fold it over there, fold it over here, press it down, flip it over. So it's semi-loaf shaped. Want to hear the messed up part, folks? That's it. After this, it's legitimately going to go in the oven. Let me check my time here. For 15 minutes. We're going to lower our temperature to 350 for 10 minutes. So 15 minutes at 4 1/4, 10 minutes at 350. I had to look at the recipe. Okay. Now, I'm going to put it in like this. If you want to get fancy, throw some seasonings on top of it. If you have the everything bagel mixture, spice mixture, slap a little of that on top. A little egg wash for that golden brown. Screw it. But let's pop this in the oven. And it's going on the middle rack. Alexa, set timer for 15 minutes. So I'll see you guys back in...
15 minutes, starting now.
There she goes. I'll see you guys back in 15... Well, actually, I'll see you guys back in a little bit longer than that because I'll see you when it comes out of the oven altogether. So, it's an instant for you. It's a little bit longer for me. See you then. Well, we've got about 10 to 15 seconds left on the timer. We're about to pull the bread out. We're going to put it on the rack to cool. You'll see why in a minute. Just waiting for that. Alexa, stop. Okay. Out comes our bread. Ooh. Hot, 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 hot. Okay. Now, we are going to attempt to. There we are. I will say this, it's not the prettiest loaf of bread I have ever made in my lifetime, but it's a loaf of bread. And I didn't need yeast. The reason you put it on the rack to cool is because if you leave it on the pan, it's possible you can get condensation on the pan and the bottom of the bread becomes soggy and just So we put it on the cooling rack. We're going to let this cool for a little bit, and then I'll be back up top, show you a slice of it, and we'll finish up and call it good. This just might be one of the shortest videos I've done since I started this, so I'll see you guys in a minute. Well, guys, we got bread. Cheers. I gotta admit, sorry, talking with a mouthful. I mean, it's bread. Which, understanding that I didn't make a special kind of bread, I threw a little butter on it. But just bread in general, I mean, not bad. It's pretty damn good. Nice crust on the outside. It's very similar to like an Italian bread. It is a heavier bread. Like the inside is a little thicker, more compact than a lot of the breads because there's no yeast in it, so it didn't rise. But 100% serviceable bread. I gotta admit, I'm happy with myself again. And you saw, this is probably quite likely the shortest video I've done thus far. Unintentionally, but it's good. You know? Definitely the type of bread meant to be used as a side. Go with some pasta, some salad, throw some butter on it, toast it up and grill it in a pan for a breakfast. Ooh. Similar to a sourdough type bread. That's what I'm trying to think of. Good though. There's something about eating a piece of bread that you made yourself that can never be equaled by anything you buy at the store. So, I'm chewing. It's good. Like I said, it's a heavy bread, but it's good. There we go. Okay. So, now, whatever dish you're making, you make bread to go along with it. I mean, you're talking an hour to make bread? An hour, start to finish, if that. 45 minutes total in the oven. About 12 minutes-ish to cool for a little before I cut it. And maybe 10 to 15 minutes worth of prep time. And you've got bread to go with the food you're making. Why is my... Oh, because I got my microphone hanging on that side. Like, why does my apron look crooked in the video? I would like to thank everybody once again who cast their votes for favorite chef. Am I sad I didn't get through? Yeah, a little bit. Let's be honest. Yeah, it would have been amazing to keep on going with this. But all this means is it's not time for me to do it yet. I'm okay with that because what you put out to the universe is what you get back. And I say universe, be it whatever you believe in, whether you're Christian, Islam, Jewish, pagan, whatever, doesn't matter. What you put out is what you get back. That's why the whole concept of this is to get people to make some food, make some good food that you put your heart and yourself into, that you can bring people together around a table over this food, and so much more comes out of it. Like I've said before, Even if you have a conversation with somebody who has totally different views than you, neither one of you may change your mind, but going forward, you each have a better understanding of the other's views. And that can make a huge difference in the world. So, I guess until next time, make yourself some bread. I'm going to crack that up tomorrow morning. I'm going to set my alarm a little early. Maybe make some breakfast sandwiches with that. See how that goes. If there's any left, because I have to let Mrs. Cool Dad know it's done, and she wants to come down and try some with butter. So we'll see how much is left in the morning. It's not a big loaf, but you can make more than one. Really, I believe you can adjust the amount up and down. I don't mess with that stuff too much. I know that if I want to make more bread than I've got here, I'll make a couple of loaves. I'm okay with that. So until then, remember, food is life. Life is good. Let's eat some more. And until next week, please be kind to one another. See you guys then.